Stuti Mahesh. මගේ නම අනුර වර්ණකුලසූරිය. මිදායා සෙරමික් නම් සෙරමික් සමාගමේ කළමනාකාර අධ්‍යක්ෂක. මම හැමදාම බය හිතන දෙයක් කරන්න උත්සාහ කරනවා. මගේ ලේසි භාෂාව ඉංග්‍රීසි භාෂාව. හැබැයි අද ඔබ සමට සිංහලෙන් කතා කරන්න මම උත්සාහ කරනවා. පොඩි වචන ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින් කියන්න වෙයි මට ඒකට සමාවන්න. Right, Deepal told me to stick to English because there are some people here who speak only Tamil, so they should be able to understand what I'm saying. So I practiced this in Sinhalese, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to do it in English now. So okay, before I go into the slides, let me tell you a little bit about where I come from. My father started our ceramic company in 1968 with 4 people in a small shack, and he was an entrepreneur. And just like Eric said, there was many setbacks, a lot of failures, and came to a point where he almost shut down. But luckily, because of his drive, because of his entrepreneurship, he succeeded. And 46 years later, we are the oldest surviving ceramic factory in Sri Lanka. Thank you. So what I bring to this event as a ceramist, as a ceramic factory owner, is knowledge in ceramics, high firing, ceramic technology, anything that you might need in the field of ceramic, that knowledge will come through me. Just like knowledge about plastics will come from Jeevan, knowledge about 3D printing will come from Nisanga, knowledge about engineering will come from Mahesh, who just gave you a presentation. We will all be there to help you, take you through the journey of taking your invention or your idea to becoming an entrepreneur. So let me continue. Who is an angel investor? Deepal said this really well. He has invented a new word. Deepal, is it? Ishta Ayojakya. That means angel investor. An angel investor is someone who will invest in the person, as Eric said. They will invest in the person, not the company. Sometimes not even in the idea, but the person. If that person has the drive, if that person has the potential and they see it, they will invest in that person. Sometimes the first idea may not work, the second idea may not work, the third idea might. So angel investors look at the people, study the people, believe in the people, and invest in the people. Unlike a bank, where they will look at the business idea and they will invest in the business, and whether you fail or succeed, they will get their return. In an angel investor's case, if you succeed, the angel investor succeeds. If you fail, both fail. Most of the time, you don't have to pay anything back. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. So everyone knows Apple Corporation, Steve Jobs. අහලා තියෙනවනේ. එයා වුණත් පටන් ගත්තේ he also started really small with just an idea. Because of a venture capitalist, which is similar to an angel investor, his company went from nothing to what it is now, which is one of the biggest software companies or hardware companies in the world. So hopefully we have some Steve Jobs in this room. So this is basically the English jargon of what an angel investor is. Remember that they're focused on helping the business succeed, and the profit can come in the future. So they hold your hand and they take you forward so that together you will succeed. And in their case, 1 plus 1 is 3, not 2. So them plus you together makes a bigger value than just 2. So the Lanka Angel Net Work, what Eric already explained to you about, is a combination, is a group of 70 or 80 odd people who are very experienced, who know what they're talking about in their field, who are willing to part with their personal money to try to make your idea, your invention work or bring it to life. So sometimes what you think is a good invention, a great idea, they might ask you questions, and they might ask you some tough questions, and maybe you might realize maybe it's not a great idea after all. But they're there to guide you in the right direction, ask the right questions, make sure that that idea or that product is potentially viable for the market. What is a venture engine? Venture is a new beginning. So the Lanka Angel Network every year organizes a venture engine program. Just like this, they have about 150 people who come together with their ideas, and they propose those ideas to the Angel Network, and they ask questions. They select maybe the top 10 or the top 15. They interview them, they ask them questions, and they decide who they want to fund and who they can help. So the venture engine happens once a year, and to this venture engine, not only Sri Lankan venture angel investors, but Indian angel investors, and in the future maybe in other countries angel investors will come and look at the potential for your ideas. You have to realize an invention that you have in your mind sometimes may not work in Sri Lanka, but in another country it might have huge potential. For example, if you invent a machine that heats up a room with very low energy, in Sri Lanka that doesn't make any sense. But in a country like Norway or Sweden or Finland or a very cold country, a low energy using heating device is a really good idea. So you have to think about it in a global scale. Don't just think about it in a local level. Sometimes your idea might be a really good concept to sell outside Sri Lanka. So the venture engine is where you propose your idea to the angel investors, the Lankan Angel Network, and hopefully they will see what you see and agree with what you say and fund the project. So there are several business models that you can choose to proceed. One is the patent model, where you have the idea, you do the research and development, you get a patent, the Sri Lankan Inventors Commission can help you, and then you license and sell the patent. So you sell it, and after that you don't own the idea anymore. That's one way you can go. Another way is a manufacture model. You research and develop, you manufacture, so you have your own factory, your own workshop, your own people, then you market and you sell. And then you provide after-sale service. That's a more difficult approach, but you're in control of your invention, of your idea, of your patent. So those are two ways, and the Lankan Angel Network can help you in either way that you choose. I'm correct there, right? Okay. So why would an investor invest in your idea, your company, in you? The invention must solve a real world problem. There was I visited a lecture recently. There was a German company that had invented a paint that looks one color, but it's actually a different color. You see it as white, but in actuality it's a different color, red maybe. So they had invented this, and they wanted to find out what can it be used for. They had no idea. Finally they came up with an idea. Somebody said, maybe you could paint a car red you can see red, but it's actually white so that the sun's heat won't affect it too much. So similar, solved a real world problem, and maybe they succeeded in their this thing. So that was just an example. The idea needs to be scalable. That means it's no point just making one. You have to be able to take the idea locally, then globally, and make it a viable solution for a large population. Just one or two won't work. It has to be able to grow. You have to be able to mass produce that idea. It must be unique or better than something that's currently done. The Japanese are very good at innovation. They take something that is already being done, they make it better, faster, cheaper. So it can be something brand new, straight a new idea, or it can be something that is being done, but you do it better, faster, cheaper. So that is a new innovation. Your investment, your invention, your idea has to be able to pay for itself and create a profit. If it costs more than what you can get out of it, then it's a problem. For example, hydrogen. Hydrogen energy for the longest time, and even up to now, is still too expensive to be commercially viable. When one day, when it becomes cheap enough for everyone to use, hopefully we will not have the dependency on fossil fuel. I wish I live long enough to see that day. Then the product should be able to either shift users from another product or bring new users for this product. I'll bring the Apple example again. Apple created its iPod, which is a small music player. That took away the market from the tape recorder that you could take in your pocket and listen to music. It completely destroyed that market, so it took away from that. But it also brought in new people who didn't used to want to listen to music because it was too bulky or too big, or didn't have enough songs in the Walkman that they used to call it those days, which my children probably would have never seen. It brought in new people who thought it was easy now to go ahead and use this device. So new, as well as shift users from another product. And also one of the most important things, angel investors invest in your product and your idea so that they also can have a return sometime down the line. It could be 5 years, 10 years, it depends on your product. But within a certain amount of time, that investment should be recoverable so that they can exit and leave you with your own company to run your own company, and then you will be self-sufficient. Okay, I'm done with my little speech on what the Lanka Angel Net Work is and what is an angel investor and all that. We now get on to mock sessions so that you understand how this 175 million rupees that the Lankan Angel Investors Angel Network has invested in people, how it basically went to the investors. We're going to start off with a demonstration or a mock session with a company that was running for 2 years. They fell into difficulty, and in 2012 the LAN network heard about, they made a presentation was it at the Venture Engine, Yasas and Darshana? Yeah. So at Venture Engine event, they made a presentation to the LAN network, and the Lankan Angel Network took them over. And so in 2012, they funded this company. It's the Lanka BPO Academy. And they've been doing well since. So is Darshana and Yasas ready to start the mock session? So I call upon Darshan and Yasas to come over, and also I call upon the investors, the Lanka Angel Net Work, to come and take the sit at the head table, so that you can go through what Yasas and Darshana basically how they sold the idea of their company to the investors.